You are now listening to About That Business, hosted by Rom Wills. Rom Wills is an entrepreneur and personal coach who has helped people reach their fullest potential personally and professionally. Take it away, Rom.
Welcome to Rom Wills About That Business. Write down your business ideas. I'm going to tell you what. One of the things I do, and one of the biggest, I'll say the biggest mess at my place, right? The biggest mess is always, I have a bunch of notebooks. I got tons of notebooks. I got story ideas, business ideas, and I've always done that. And even now I'm starting to use the recorder on my phone just to, if something pops in my head, to look into it, right? And all the businesses don't have to be viable or something you jump into. Just write it down. The first step is you write it down and then just explore it. Look it up. Like, look up ideas. Like, I get ideas for t-shirts. Like, I wake up with ideas. I'll be like, get up in the morning. It's like, oh, yeah, maybe I start a clothing line there or something. Or business idea. You know what? It's like with me. I got so many business ideas. I don't have enough time. I may have to get to a point where I hire people just to run the businesses. I might start, and that's something else I'm seriously looking into, just creating a business, literally for somebody, just to hire people just to start businesses, just start working for me. And I actually got a lot there, like I would just hire, just be the owner, hire start a holding company or something, hire a manager to run the holding company while I just collect the money, let them hire people just to run specific businesses. I got a whole lot there, But the thing is, you want to write down stuff. If an idea pops in your head, or inspiration, write it down. Now, you might not get into it. You might not deal with it, right? And that's okay. That's okay. You don't have to deal with it. But here's the thing. You don't have to deal with it. But, you never know. Because one thing for the entrepreneur, they need something to get into, right? And you need something to keep you focused. Because especially if you like me, just ideas just pop in your head, you might have a good idea pop in your head, but because you're working on other stuff, you don't really get to follow up on it until something reminds you about it. Say, oh yeah, wow. Like, for example, I had to, something I was going to do, but I didn't follow up on because of paperwork and all this other stuff and not feeling like dealing with employees. But like just getting some, clothes like, high-end shirts like polos, Lacoste, stuff like that. I actually got a spot to, I could order a whole bunch of stuff and then just go to flea markets and stuff during Christmas and sell them. Right. Well, there was a lot of stuff there, but it's still an idea that I have. It's something I might do in the future or something, just create some jobs. Only thing is, I don't personally like, only reason I ain't follow through because I say, I don't really feel like dealing with employees, because trust me, and I need to do a show on that. That's the biggest thing. In fact, hold on. Let me write that down. Yeah, I ain't really feel like dealing with employees, but that's not to say I still had the ideas and it's still there. And stuff can change. Circumstances could change. You can meet somebody who you can hire them to deal with the employees, right? The reason I don't have too much patience when people don't do what I need them to do. I'm a tough manager. I am not the like, oh, you had trouble with your kids or anything. Oh, that's cool. How come you weren't here on time? Or how come you didn't call? Yeah. I've had people work under me before. They say, you cool when you're not manager. Now, when it's time to get work done, it's time to get work done. But anyway, right, I digress. But always write down your stuff. Just write it down. I mean, and you know what? You might have a list of 100 things, but then that once you write it down, the next step is to explore it. looks at the do's and the don'ts of it, right? You want to say, all right, is this doable? And then, once you start exploring, just say, okay, is this something I really want to do? Because nothing's easy. Even something like what I'm doing now. My thing is mainly videos and podcasting, right? I still had to look into it. I was like, is this something I want to do? Because, you got to keep up with topics. You got to keep your fans engaged, all of that stuff. And it was like, oh, okay, I can do this. It's easy. I'm always talking. So, why not get paid for it? So, but then I looked into it. But even then, because one of the things, once you write down the ideas and maybe, okay, say you follow through on the idea, other stuff will pop up. It's like, oh, maybe I can expand something doing this. Maybe, for my brand, I could have T-shirts. That actually leads to other businesses. But the main thing is to write it down, put it in concrete. Don't let the thought pass without following up on it. That's the main thing. Don't let it pass without following up on it. That's where a lot of people get messed up. Like they'll have the idea, but they never follow up on it. I've seen that with a lot of people. They'll have like an idea, but they never follow up on it. Also, too, you can have a ton of ideas. Once you decide on one, stick with that until it works, or till you've shown that it's not going to work. Because there's a lot of people, and you got to stick with it even during like down times. One of the things, and I told somebody recently, because they want to get into videos and podcasting and stuff, I said, you got to stick with it until it picks up. You got to stay consistent, because even if people are not commenting or liking the post or anything like that, that don't mean they're not listening. I get a lot of people now on different videos will say, I've been following you for about 3 years. I've never posted. Or, I had a lady friend who said she'd been following me since I started on YouTube. Think about that, and that's deep. Since I started, before people even knew about me. And I ain't hear about her until like this past few months, right? And that's the thing. You want to write down ideas, follow through, stick with it. Because you never know. You never know. But you got to start there. Because, see, one of the things is it's easy to have a random thought. It's easy. But once you write it down and put it someplace where you have to look at it, right? You write it down, that's the beginning. And then you research it. That's the second part. Then, you say, okay, I'm going to do this. Fine. Then once you decide you're going to do it, you stick with it. That's the main thing. And then you constantly writing down stuff. You might follow one idea, and like I said, you might get a bunch of stuff that's connected to it. It's like, okay, maybe I can do this, maybe I can do that. But write it down. Always do it. And no matter how crazy it is, it could be something wild. It could be something wild, but then, like, I forgot what it was now. Like, I had a thought about doing something, right? I forgot what it was. I think I've had this has happened 2 or 3 times. Unfortunately, I can't think about the last time this actually happened, but I think because I probably just saying that because I was thinking about some stuff, it could have been innovative or something like that. Somebody said, "Nah, they're already doing that." Or there's been times on here I mentioned something and I was like, "Oh man, yeah, that'd be a great idea." And then somebody say, "Hey, Uncle Rom, they already doing that, man." I'd be like, "Oh man." But still write it down, check it out, whatever. Because I'm going to tell you what, a motivational speaker said this, right? He said, if you want to find the greatest ideas and all of that, go to a cemetery. Because a lot of people died with the ideas inside of them, right? But one of the things, once the idea goes, once you write it down, keep a notebook, write it down. That takes the first step towards being birthed. So you want to stick with that. All right. So anyway, I need y'all to get those notebooks. Get a notebook. Shoot, use your phone, whatever. I personally like using a paper note. I'm just old school like that because one, you never know what could happen to the phone. I don't want to lose any, so I don't keep any real ideas on there. Right? But you write it down and it's right there, and sometimes you might come back. I got story ideas I got to come back to. So anyway, that's it. Let's go make that money.